All right, welcome back to another episode of Smoke and Mirrors with Rob, Dave, and Triz. This is episode 119. In this episode, we'll be giving you our takes on the first look at the Sequel Walls and Jack Harlow starring White Men Can't Jump remake, completely unnecessary, and Christoph Waltz in The Consultant. Paul Schrader had some more hot takes and thoughts on The Last of Us, and they're not good. Plus, has Marvel finally fixed its leaky ship? Find out more right now. Plus, we're going to give you our thoughts on The Last of Us Episode 4.
That's right.
Now let's start the show. How you guys going?
Good, man. I've been in the office 2 days. 2 days this week. It's working kind of hard getting back into office life again.
Yeah, ours is good. I have not been into the office since November.
Yeah, right.
Have you have you noticed since the COVIDials ran through the system there that it's been like the slow drip in returning to the office?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's like, oh, just come one day a week. Don't strain yourself. Before they were expecting us to be in there 5 days plus sometimes.
I can't believe that people used to work in the office 5 days a week.
I
Like,
know.
like it's I don't understand it.
Summers used to come in on the weekend.
Yeah, but
Oh
they're
yeah, just had a
fucking
couple of
losers.
things to finish.
They are. If
I
you
would
don't have
never.
if you don't have no life outside of work, you just need to say it. You can't just blame it on work every time. Just say it. You're a fucking loser.
It's the first thing you want to say as well instead of being professional. The fuck's the matter? You got nothing better to do? It's a Saturday. Get the fuck out of here.
Exactly.
Couldn't wait till Monday.
Yeah. Yeah, because that shit's only due Tuesday. So what the fuck is you doing here? You're a fucking loser. That's all it comes down to.
Girlfriend
Those are
kicked him
those
out.
that
He had nowhere to go.
those are those that just want to get a job started the week though. Just a
Fuck
job
boy.
started the week. Then what are you gonna do on Monday?
Those are the laziest fuckers out there. Those fuckers that do that, they're the laziest fuckers because they didn't do any work during the week. So they had to use that Saturday to fucking catch up. They're the
Yep.
lazy fuckers that don't get shit done.
It's always them guys who do like extra work. You see them coming in that Monday expecting nothing. Like, I can just cruise through this day. Nope. Your boss knows. Now you get an extra work. Extra work.
The risk report, Michael. I need one. No. Because it only mentions risk, I'm out.
Jeez.
All right. So diving into our first looks, their first cab off the rank is the white men can't jump.
Yeah,
First
we
look that
always
we
say
got.
American.
I know. So this was just like a little clip, like a little montage of scenes there, just to give you. I think it was more just the flavor of how Synchro Walls and Jack Harlow kind of play off of each other. I never wanted a remake of this movie. I thought Woody Harrelson and Snipes were perfect.
Can't
But
beat
this
that.
is like, huh?
You can't beat that.
Nah, not at all. This is kind of it's playing into those same tropes. Woody Harrelson's character, where he was more like the chilled out, nonchalant guy, and Wesley Snipes, who was so like he was the hustle. You know what I mean? He was the hustle of that duo.
No. That was both hustlers. It was just that Wesley was an out and out hustler. He hustle in your face.
Yeah,
That fucking Woody was a little fucking. He was he was trifling a little bit, dog. He
Mm,
was playing. He was playing like he
yeah,
couldn't play.
yeah.
That's the real hustle.
that is the hustle. That's
That.
like the color of money hustle.
Sniper, I call it.
That. A man seemed like the biggest gambling addict you'd ever seen.
Yeah.
I must win.
That'll bet his whole bloody what's his face, his relationship. What an
Yeah.
idiot.
Lost though.
Yeah, but he's an idiot.
Doesn't they win the Grand Slam at the end though, don't they? And then but he loses that relationship.
Yeah, because of the king and the king and duck. That's who
Yeah.
what's his face should be. The Woody Harrelson and Wesley need to show up as the king and duck. Like
That'd be fun as
they're
that.
like the old school players that at the end of the movie that nobody was beaten, and like that was the legend back in the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's sick. That'd be sick. I didn't mind the what I kind of seen of the movie. For
Mm.
me, I kind of walk in and I'm like, Jack Harlow hasn't really acted. Just gonna get over on like uh, sort of vibe alone.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
But from what I saw in the trailer, he was quite good. Like his comedic timing was on and everything, and
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
it seemed all right. Yeah, didn't seem like the
that is.
usual rappers. Monica, Monica. Like it didn't seem like that. You know what I mean?
That was the Ja Rule from Fast and
That man made a
Furious.
movie with 10 years ago, damn it.
Half past what?
Uh, uh,
um, but yeah, that because that role is dramatic.
which one?
There's layers to that. The Woody Harrelson role.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, there's layers to that. So let's see. He could just be single. That's how
yeah,
you even that out.
yeah, that's true. But he's like, what? He's a degenerate gambler in there. He's bloody what's his face? He's obviously been lending money from the mob. He's getting chased by the mob.
Yeah,
Bloody yeah. It was all over the shop, that character. Like
Yeah.
you wanted to like him. Whereas it's weird because he was like the undercover hustler. Whereas Sydney, Snipes' character was the up in your face, I'ma hustle you, I don't care. I
yeah,
know what this game is. And he had his shit in order. You know what I mean?
mm,
He was gonna be trying to buy a house and everything for
yeah,
the family and everything and get that
Mm.
going and make enough money so that his wife can go to school. Like all this shit. Like he had his shit together, but he was like considered the bigger hustler.
yeah.
Yeah.
Pipes was balling in that movie.
Yeah.
Like
Snipes
he,
killed that role.
oh man,
Snipes was a savage in that movie. Even took Woody
yeah,
Harrelson's money at the start there.
yeah.
And Woody Harrelson tried to beg for that shit back.
I hope that Sizzler shows up in this one though.
Yeah.
The actual restaurant with the
Oh right,
cheese
right,
bread.
right, right, right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I thought it was a nickname for Wesley Snipes. My mistake.
The Sizzler.
I'm so glad I didn't say dressed as Blade because that would have made no sense.
In that song, Jesus.
Yeah, out in LA. I'm sorry. There ain't no vampires out there.
So, we got the trailer for Christoph Waltz series The Consultant on Amazon Prime. So this looks really cool. So it's about this massive game company that's just killing it. Like they're smashing through all of their awards. They've get 1 million downloads, everything. And then their CEO bites the bullet, kills himself. And now Christoph Waltz's character, his name is, I don't know how to pronounce his actual name. I want to say Regis Patov is his name. And he starts coming in and making all these big changes, and you see him arrive in the workplace, and he's got all those people working remotely that have like remoted into the meeting, and he's like, if you can't make it here in an hour, consider yourself terminated.
Yeah.
And it was just crazy going through it. Like you see him just start firing people left and right, fires a guy because he doesn't smell right, things like that. But it really plays into Christoph's like strengths as well, where you can play that serious and comedic like sort of timing as well. Like when he's like, how many people do you reckon you can beat at this bar? I reckon I could beat 4 of them, and then maybe you can take the 3. But I'm not minding the look of this.
Yeah, it looks all right. So this is touted as like a comedic thriller, which is a wild kind of tonal sort of shift there, because it's all like shiny up front until it gets dark.
Yeah. It's funny you say. It's almost very similar to, remember the first trailer for Man? The Alex Garland one?
Oh yeah, men.
Men? Is it Men?
Man,
Yeah,
man,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Manly Men. Where it's like the same character, very lighthearted, but you can see there's like nefarious undertones about him,
Yeah.
and then you start learning more and more, like they're trying to discover about Christoph Waltz.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It looks like shit gets pretty deep in this one. Like he's got a whole sub operation running at the exact same time.
Yeah.
Like he's almost like black bagging people and like killing people and it looks like there's a conspiracy there because he's moved from other corporations, killed the CEO, and like it's almost like there's been like a little takeover there.
Yeah.
Breaks over. It does sound pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm definitely down for this. So this is available on the 24th of Feb on Amazon Prime.
I think there's something
Yeah.
coming else. There's something coming else out that day. Something else coming out that day. I was talking like Yoda. Yeah, I think there's something else coming out that day as well, the 24th of Feb.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Don't know. Have to check that one out. I'm gonna give it 3 though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll release the whole series in one hit.
It's Amazon, so possibly.
Yeah,
They
it's a
tend to
50
do
50
that.
shot there.
Yeah. It's a bit wild. Anyway, so I don't know if it's Lydia or just Lydia. Lydia Jewett is set to co-star in David Gordon Green's Exorcist sequel. So David Gordon Green, just did his 3 Halloween movies. Maybe like, one was a home run for me. What's his face? It was. Um, he's up now for another 3 Exorcist movies, which is kind of crazy. All right. So Lydia Jewett, who was she in Black Panther?
Not too sure, but I remember her from Nightbooks.
What is Night Books? I didn't watch no Night Books.
Nightbooks was the Netflix one where the boy gets stolen away to that it's basically like the 1001 Nights where he has to
Hmm.
tell that witch a story every night, a scary
Right.
story. Yeah, to keep himself alive long enough to escape this place.
Okay.
Nice little
Okay.
kids. Nice little kids horror.
Yes.
I
Yes.
watched it with
Yes.
Brody.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It was the
We did
kid
cover
one.
it on the pod.
Yeah.
Wasn't
Yeah.
bad.
We did.
Yeah.
Well. Yeah. So she. What's up there, Beatty?
Young Nakia. That's who she played in Black Panther.
Okay.
I can't remember the flashback though, and I
Me
just
neither.
watched this movie.
Might be a deleted scene there.
Hmm.
Maybe.
Yeah. Anyways.
Anyway, so she is set to star with Leslie Odom Jr. Who else? There was someone else, and Ellen Burstyn, who's coming back to reprise her role from the original. So it doesn't look like it's gonna follow Regan at all, which is cool. Comic book movies actually said that they think that she might play Pazuzu or some iteration of Pazuzu or the demon that's gonna be, you know, um, possessing the next person.
Mm.
Hmm.
So yeah, it seems quite interesting. I wonder what David Gordon Green's gonna do with this one. If it's gonna be like more, because it's that Exorcist movie is sort of different to the book. So I wonder if it's gonna be more like the book compared to what we got.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the book doesn't she do more fantastical things
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
sort of slinks around like a snake and all sorts of stuff.
yeah, yeah. Which she kind of does in the director's cut, but it's more the sort of walking down the stairs and all that sort
Yeah,
of
yeah,
stuff. And
Mm.
yeah, it's more the book is more supernatural. That there's more on Karis and his sort of him dealing with Pazuzu the first time and all that sort of stuff. And not
yeah.
is it Karis or is it? Yeah, it's Karis. No, May I?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Father
Father
May I-
May I.
Father May I, yeah, it's more him dealing with Pazuzu the first time because remember he finds basically that altar in what's his face in Egypt, and that's his first. That's him when it's supposed to be him when he's younger.
Okay.
Yeah. So they've sort of touched on this sort of stuff before with like that Exorcist, the beginning or whatever it is, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
all
yeah.
that sort of stuff. But you are messing with your mic, Debbie. Are you?
No, there's feedback coming through, and when you moved your mic, it stopped as well. It's all good.
But yeah, it should be good. I'm hoping it's good. It's not going to be anywhere near as good as The Exorcist.
No, no way. But there's massive potential for it,
Hmm.
and because David Gordon Green just like to me, he did not um like hit the landing right on those Halloween sequels.
Yeah.
It was just it's disgusting.
Yeah. Well,
So like when Halloween 2018 came out, I was like, you know, but then Halloween Kills and Ends dropped, and it's just like, well, I don't know where he's going to take it. However, after Ends, I'm sort of like, well, he could possibly just lean into the supernatural. You know what I mean? Like he
Yeah.
can now officially do it without being vague about it and pussyfooting around. Is Michael supernatural? Is he not supernatural?
Hmm.
yeah. Well, fingers crossed, right? I mean, lightning can't like hit the same spot twice, but maybe David Gordon Green will kill it, and just like this Exorcist trilogy will be a lot better all around.
The first one was great.
Yeah.
I think the first one was good because they set out to make one fucking movie.
Yeah.
Like, yep, this is the one movie and it's finished.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, we don't need, like, we didn't need the other two. If they
No.
had set up just the one movie, now we're good.
Maybe that's the issue then, is that they're greenlighting a whole trilogy instead of just one movie.
Well, I'm hoping that because they've greenlit a trilogy, that there's cohesiveness across all three movies now, instead of just the first one being a standout and then, fuck, we need to figure out where we're going to go with this now.
Yeah.
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 If they start talking about mob justice in that second movie, I'm out.
Main justice,
David-
my friend.
What do you call it? I lost all respect for David Gordon Green after I saw that kid get clocked by that door in the Halloween Ends.
Mate,
It was finished for me. It was wraps.
Those had big scripts in it though when he hit
Yeah,
the ground
true.
like that.
have you watched it again since we watched it?
You know, I fall asleep in the first 3 minutes of that movie.
I haven't even attempted to watch it. That's the thing.
You see, I was like, you didn't feel the right way about Kills. Watch it again. So I watched it again. Horrible.
Yeah.
And you know what was such a close call? I was contemplating buying Kills.
Yeah.
Like I'll get ready for Ends. I'll buy Kills. I'll do it the right way. You know what I mean? Nah.
No.
I found that shit on Peacock and watched.
I only watched the first one, B. I only bought the first one.
You only need the first one. Michael died in that fire in the house.
That is correct.
Case closed. They should just retcon them if they ever do another Halloween. And 2018 is when Michael died. And
Just get Topher Grace to just add it in there.
yeah.
Yeah. So we got some further details in the Terminal List sequel and prequel. So confirmed that the second book in the Jimmy Carr? No. It's a Jimmy Reese Jack Carr series. It will be based on the second book.
Mm-hmm.
You know what that second book's called?
Fuck.
Damn it, I had it up before. Sorry, big dog, I don't have it right now.
No, it's all good. But anyways, the events of the second book basically is that the CIA recruit Jimmy Reese, right? They need his special set of skills to root out a conspiracy that's like basically been laid deep within the government. So Jimmy Reese goes to work. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
they don't say whether he has been like had the tumor pulled out or what. So is the man still dying? Has he been fixed up?
I doubt. I don't know. Maybe he's still got it.
Yeah.
Maybe he's still got it and he's just functioning.
Yeah. True. Still got it.
Yeah. It brings a nice little, like, something to the what's his face, to the story there. If we know that he's sort of deteriorating, and what is he seeing? Like, is it giving him visions and all that sort of stuff? Like, it's nice.
It is that sense of urgency and
Yeah.
the unreliable narrator as
Yeah.
well. Like, can the man be guilty?
Hmm.
Who knows? But also the prequel series, which is starring Taylor Kitsch.
Mm.
So this one will focus on his character, but Jimmy Reese will also show up. Plus, there will be a South African. Hey, the honorary O will show up in. And this guy's like really, really popular from the book series. His name was like Rafe Van der
Oh
Merwe
god.
or some shit like that. As soon as the O's name's Rafe, you know.
Yeah, but as soon as they have like one of those names, it's
Like de
Vickers van der
Klerk.
Merwe, yeah, and
Yeah, yeah.
oh god. Like I was thinking about it I was thinking about District 9 the other day. You know when he comes home and he's like, "Oh baby, I don't know what happened. I think I crapped my pants here at work." Man." And then all those people are just in the house.
It's a wonder that O didn't say Popo or something.
No, I reckon he probably wanted to.
True Believer is the name of the book.
True believer.
True believer. Beautiful.
I like this though because it starts off with him like just basically in what's his face? He sort of cut himself off from the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's sort of
It's in
living by
Mozambique.
living in Mozambique by himself, just solitary, dolo, if you will.
Jimmy Dolo.
Yeah, Jimmy Dolo Reese.
If he comes back with that Chris Pratt attitude, I'm out. He can't come back like they call me Jimmy Jimmy Dolo.
No, no, no.
JD Reese. What does the D stand for? Dolo.
You'll find out later. Hey,
But the prequel series will focus on Taylor Kitsch's character and how he transitions from, the Rangers, where he was, to become like a CIA domestic operator. Because that's like all the clandestine setting up, sort of real spy shit, almost.
what do you mean? Almost that is that stuff. That's
Yeah,
100% that stuff.
yeah,
That's that bloody. Let's frame Martin Luther King and have it will kill him and have it look like someone else killed him type shit. That's
yeah,
what the
yeah,
CIA does.
yeah.
It's wild shit. That's that. Okay, he got found like he just had a heart attack or something.
Yeah.
The wild shit.
That's like conspiracy shit.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. But I'm excited for it, man. I enjoyed the first season of The Terminal List.
yeah.
I really like Chris Pratt in the role, and people might be like, Chris Pratt, Super Mario Brothers, Star-Lord, dance-off type shit. But now he kills this role. It's like they subdued him. I don't know if they put this on lithium for the show. but he's hitting all the right notes
Mm.
to really sell that. Like, this is a guy that has lost everything, and he's just like, he's going to bat for basically betting on himself. And I always love it.
It's
I
something
love
something believable for him to do, right?
Yeah.
It's something that he could actually. Well, what had happened if I lost my wife?
Yeah.
And what if, like, I lost my children as well? He's got children himself.
Hmm.
Would Arnie be after me? Like,
Yeah.
Arnie goes full Matrix when it goes like that.
I was thinking about Commando the other day, how fast he unholsters that general's pistol at the start.
Oh,
I
God.
It's
know.
the swiftest motion. I still got to watch the Terminal List. I'll run through this for sure. But
Why?
another fire show. We got some more announcements. So, The Last of Us episode 5. So, we got the big game coming up, and we also have what's the awards?
Oscars.
The Oscars coming up as well.
Academy Awards.
And because of that, we got lucky friends. So they're pushing the episode earlier. So February 10th in the US, episode 5 will be dropping for The Last of Us now, moving forward. So excited, which means what? Saturday for us, we're going to get this. We get this.
Yeah,
But as
Not,
yeah.
not,
Saturday.
not, not to be a glass half half empty type O. That also means we got to wait like a good 8 days for the next episode.
What do you mean? Isn't it just going to come out Monday?
come,
Come out Monday.
come now. Pause. What do you call it? But
Do
as
it.
well as
Do it now.
but as well as that, so we also got a very hot take from Paul Schrader himself regarding The Last of Us as well. So Paul Schrader, in a Facebook post of all things, wasn't Twitter, wasn't Instagram.
So you know he's old and washed.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's how we know. That's how you stand out.
Yeah, dude probably still thinks WAP stands for wishes and prayers.
I know.
What do you call it? So he came through and he drops a Facebook post basically saying that he was recommended The Last of Us, and he was like, "What? Another zombie show?" And then his friend was like, "You really got to watch it. Watch the first episode. You'll love it." He was like, "I watched the first episode. Within 15 minutes, there was a zombie. I turned that shit off." Friend was like, "But you really got to watch episode 3." And then, I don't know if I can say it here, but he just had some very, negative remarks. He was like, "What, some, extra gay schmaltzy, euthanasia type shit?" I turned that off as well. Nobody wants that. So Paul Schrader had some, really just big, comments for the show altogether, which seemed very personal as well. It was just fucking wild to me.
Paul Schrader's a wild boy.
Yeah. I feel like dude is still living in the Taxi Driver era. Man's just like, I can say what I want, when I want, to hell with everyone.
How I want.
So when I was reading Tarantino's Cinema Speculation, he talks about Taxi Driver, right? That's a whole chapter. That's how that movie is. And he says, Taxi Driver is the story of a racist man. And at first I was like, Travis Bickle is not a fucking racist. But Travis Bickle is wrestling with the how sort of intimidated he is by black men.
You see it in the movie. From the start,
Yeah.
you see it. Because he says, I would have drive up to Harlem and pick up the blacks. Most people, most drivers wouldn't pick up blacks. I'd take blacks' money. He says something around that.
Yeah.
Wild. He's a wild boy.
Well, I didn't see that at first. Like
Right.
the main characteristic of Travis Bickle
No,
was
no.
that he was a racist.
Mm.
To me, that wasn't upfront. You know what I mean? Which might have been toned down by Scorsese.
Yeah.
Not that Scorsese shies away from racist characters and whatnot.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't at all.
No. But yeah, to me, Schrader is still that with that mindset. Like he's extremely conservative. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That doesn't take away the fact that he's made some really, really good scripts, movies and whatnot.
Mm.
But he's like, I don't think his comments fly in this day and age. There
No.
are a group of people that are out there that are like, that Paul Schrader, he's got his finger on the button, knows what he's talking about. You know what I mean? But to me, I didn't focus on the gay, super schmaltzy, gay bro euthanasia melodrama. You know what I mean? That wasn't the focus of it, because had he watched what the game was, which is a run through of a level, and Bill is helping them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All those elements are still in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for him it's almost like, well, there's an episode of like Passions or Days of Our Lives or something like that.
Paul Schrader is just completely out of touch, B. He's living in his bubble, right? Living in an echo chamber that he's still trying to ride high or fucking what's his face, Taxi Driver.
Yeah,
That's all he's
he
doing.
has
He's
had.
just the same man that wrote those terrible The Exorcist movies.
Shit, yeah.
Well, he had it taken off of him, and then Rennie Harlan stepped in.
Allegedly.
Sounds like
He is-
excuses.
He is riding high or First Reformed, the one with Ethan Hawke.
Yeah.
That's his one.
The
Lately.
one that nobody watched.
Yeah, it's true.
We're
That
talking
got
about
like
a show that 7.6 million people watched this week. Just this
and
week.
rising. And rising. That's wild.
That is just hating to hate. That's what it feels
Yeah.
like.
He's a
Yeah.
fool.
Well, it's like those review bombers. That's wild that those reviews even went through.
What do you mean?
You know
They review
how
bombed the episode?
remember how I was saying at first that episode rated lower than the rest of the other two
Yeah.
that came out.
Mm.
Then in like the few hours, it actually after screening it skyrocketed. And it went into the 90s. Now it's getting review bombed because of like, the gay content.
Oh God.
It's
I don't understand this world, B.
the internet like just gave so many people access to tools that they should not have been given access to. It's
I think about
disgusting.
it now, and like what's gonna happen now that Microsoft has a chat GPT AI inbuilt into their bloody new search engine, and Google's gonna have one now as well. Like, what the hell is gonna happen to this world now? We're gonna have all these dumb fucks thinking they're smart, extremely smart on fucking paper,
Hmm.
but just a bucket of shit in the fucking real life. That's what's scary. We've enabled these dumb fucks.
You wield this power like a child that's just found his father's gun.
Badly. And the first thing you want to do is just put it on a lunch pail or the side of a bus, and we got to sell it. And we need to... That's what's scary, man.
Yeah.
We'll have honestly, we'll have no more free thinking people in the world. The internet will literally tell them what to say and how to think now. And that chat GPT is not like non-biased. We've seen the tests that they do.
Mm.
Like, it's crazy. So you can still influence people with a piece of fucking tech.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Anyway,
I don't agree with Schrader at
me
all.
neither. I think he was just hating to hate it
He's the hipster.
badly. Because nobody wanted to show up to his shit fucking Ethan Hawke movie that Ethan Hawke doesn't even fucking talk about. Suck my dick, fucking Paul Schrader.
You know what's golden about that
That's
shit too?
schmaltzy gay.
You know what's golden about that shit too? Is First Reformed was what, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Then we had the card counter in 2021 with Oscar Isaac. Ain't no one know about that.
Except Oscar Isaac.
Yeah. Far out. Dumb.
Anyway. All right. So off the back of the Scream reboot that's just like absolutely slaying. I cannot wait for that new Scream movie, actually.
No.
And it looks quite good. I just don't
I'm
like
seeing
the
that.
guns.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I don't like. Like, Mandem, you can't be like shooting people.
Nah.
Not this one.
I just see some guy running and he just can't catch up, so he pulls the blick out. Boom.
It's just the Eric Andre now. Like, he's just gonna like be talking at the screen or looking at the screen, just turn around, boom, boom. Like, that's it. Anyway, so off the back of that, we are getting the official, because I'll always know what you did last summer. It's not official. So it's the official third chapter of this story. So
Yep.
we're gonna get Freddie Prinze and Sarah Michelle Gellar back. Which is Sarah Michelle Gellar? No, and Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Jennifer.
Sarah
Yep.
Michelle Gellar got hers in the first one.
You did.
She was ousted. But yeah, so the original cast is coming back. I don't know how the story is going to continue on 17 years later or something. It's a bit wild.
Yeah.
Guy would be like after them in a wheelchair or something like
That
that.
man was how old? Nearly 60. You got a 70-year-old coming after you now?
Closer to 80.
close to the 80-year-old.
Yeah, yeah.
Geriatrics going on.
It's like the Disco Strangler in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Shout out.
Yeah, so this one is going to be directed by Jennifer Caton Robinson. Yeah. And it's going to be a passing of the torch style sequel. So not only are the old cast going to be in here, there'll be new cast getting it as well, because they also know what whoever they did last summer.
Mm-hmm. And watch, it'll be the fisherman's son.
Oh God, what was
He'll
it in
also pass the torch.
what was it in Scream? The very first Scream. Remember the Scream 4 that came out? Who was it?
Scream 4.
Yeah,
uh,
It was Sydney's half brother.
that's 3. 4 is different. I forgot. It was a copycat, wasn't it?
Scream 4. Which one is that?
Scream 4 is the one where Anthony Anderson gets stabbed in the head out the front of his cop car.
Ah, that one. It was the horror geek, and then and the other one. It was Roberts, Emma Roberts.
Emma Roberts.
it was her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Emma Roberts and the horror geek.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what it
yeah,
was.
yeah. It was.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because they were doing the found footage sort of deal with ghost. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the iteration. And then the last one that came out was the reboot sort of story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I liked.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I,
And Hits was
I know
fun.
what you did. I know what you did last time. I always followed Scream, and they always try to cash in on that.
That guy was too supernatural for my liking. Like it always felt like Michael Myers.
It's funny you say. That third one went full supernatural as well.
Yeah.
So it was like, it looked like a locust from Gears of War.
Right.
Yeah.
And he could vanish and reappear and shit like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm assuming they're just going to retcon all that.
Badly. That was just a dream.
That was false. We tricked you.
We made it up. Complete fabrication.
Have it, Riker.
All right. Another cash in. Two cash ins, actually. So, after the success of Dexter New Blood, we're going to be getting the Dexter prequel. How did Dexter become Dexter?
We've seen that in the first season.
Yeah.
I know. I don't need to see any more, but there's going to be that. Plus, we're going to get spin-offs of Billions. One called Millions, which are like the new startups and entrepreneurs and shit like that. And then one called Trillions, which will be based around the ultra-rich and lucrative.
You're right. It's not as exciting as a billionaire.
Trillions just sounds made up. A trillion, billion, gajillion.
You know how we just saw Elon say, fuck it, I'm going to buy Twitter? That's billions.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, you want my help on this? I want a piece of your company and I want to sit on your fucking board.
Yeah.
And I don't need to show up, but I'm going to get paid. Cool. Help me. That's
Billions.
what billions is. And the life that a billionaire can live is just completely different to us. Can you imagine having it's basically just forever money. Like you cannot, it's physically impossible to spend that money.
Yeah. Sounds interesting. But we're also, this is the thing that I actually like. This sounds sick. So George Clooney is like set up to direct this what's his face, the show called The Department for Showtime.
Yeah.
And this is about it's a remake actually. It's like French.
Yes.
Yeah.
Less Department des Legends.
Yeah.
But it's based around the legends that actually train these O's to go undercover.
Yeah.
And with them, like there's a selection process, there's the training, there's also the personal lives of these people and the shit that they bring into the job, and them getting trained to let that shit go and to become a character.
Hmm.
After I just watched Reservoir Dogs, just finished it yesterday,
Very good.
and I think I enjoyed that aspect of the movie the most is when he's kind of training and learning that story and
Hmm.
shit like that. So I'm hoping we get to see a lot of that in this.
Oh, that's
Game
pressure.
on and shit.
That's pressure. That's fucking pressure right there.
Sounds cool, man.
Yeah.
Mm.
So we also got news that Matthew McConaughey is going to voice Elvis himself in the animated show called Agent Elvis.
Mm.
So this is coming from Mike Arnold, who did Archer. And all of the animation is going to be done by the guys who did Star Trek The Lower Decks and Legends of Vox Machina, Titmouse.
Mm.
So they're saying that they're going to go like, with some experimental animation as well. So something more like Into the Spider-Verse and things like that. But so this is going to be all about Elvis being recruited by this top secret, like, spy corporation to go take down, like, all these dark forces which lurk in the shadows. But this is all while he's still got to perform and be Elvis too. So they dropped the trailer for this, and it just looks fucking hilarious. Like I didn't expect McConaughey's voice to match Elvis, but it was almost perfect for me in the trailer. It's golden, man. Far out. But this looks really cool. Like the animation looks very like 3D-ish, but still animated, like 2D, 3D.
So even when Elvis was working for the government, the colonel would not let him out that damn contract.
Oh, no way. You should have just like silenced the Colonel.
Bad.
You know. Um. Yeah. It sounds alright. Brody was watching the trailer because he's on like a big old Elvis tear at the moment.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's pretty adult. You know what I mean? It's an adult animation show, and afterwards he's like, "So can I watch the show?" And I was like, maybe not that one."
Wait until you're 15, son.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I saw this trailer the other day on Netflix. Well, it wasn't on Netflix. It was on what's his face on YouTube. And supposedly there's this show that they've got coming out called Dad is My Dad is a Bounty Hunter.
Yeah.
It's about this black family that's like, the father is like a full-on space bounty hunter. But Redman is doing the intro song.
Oh shit.
Barking in that track too is fire.
That's
Yeah.
fucking cool.
Mm, mm. But yeah. All right. So quickly, John Krasinski just posted up a post on Twitter. My man, he's looking real skinny, by the way,
Yeah.
and he doesn't have a beard. But A Quiet Place Day One has started. Is it day one?
Yeah.
Yeah, A1 for day one. Yeah, has started filming. So Lupita, everyone's there. Yeah, they started.
Sick. Mike Sarnoff directing that one. Oh, that directed
Yeah,
Pig.
Sarnowski, Bludnovsky. Yeah, Sarnowski.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. So Marvel. Who's the O from Marvel? Is it Nate Moore?
Nate
Nate
Moore.
Moore, Feige.
Nah, it wasn't Feige. It was one of the lower O's. Still high up though. But he was talking about
Yeah, it is
like
Nate Moore.
all these leaks that have been happening over at Marvel, right? And these leaks, like they leaked all of Quantum Mania, Wakanda,
Yeah.
yeah, Wakanda Forever. What
Have I just not
Galactus?
seen the leaks? Or
Quantum Mania, the Marvels, everything.
Yeah.
you're right,
And even a first look at Galactus potentially, right? So these spoilers come out online and it basically ruins the anticipation that people have because people are going to share it. You know what I mean? And if they'll share it headlines on Twitter, no warning. Anyways, so he was saying, all right, well, we have to crack down on a couple of things. Firstly, those those screenings that we have, we would do like a Disney employee screening early. And those screenings, you would be allowed to bring a friend. No more. Sorry, employees of Disney,
The
you will
jig is
not be
up.
getting a. There will not be a +1 for you. The next thing is that there is another collective called the Parliament that exists within Marvel. Sounds quite secretive.
Yes, yes, it does.
Anyways, between those two groups, he didn't actually say what the Parliament did in the article.
No,
He was basically just saying that that was their quality control measure. These sound a little hush hush, if you know what I'm saying.
on the QT.
Yeah, on the DL.
Mm.
But he said, those are the measures that we're going to have to take, which is basically just saying you're not getting your +1 to the Disney employees to see the movie early.
It's crazy. So the way that Elon did this, because there was always some guy that would leak what's coming before Elon got to put it into the press conference, right? What Elon did was he went through and he counted how many employees they had, like all more so the higher ups that would be privy to this information, and he would deliberately put a spelling mistake in certain words because these dumb fucks would release the whole thing as is to the press. Yeah, email the whole email, everything. So what Elon did was, okay, well, this got leaked. Okay, where is the spelling mistake? Okay, it's here. Who did I send that one to? Okay, him. Fucking fire him. That's how Elon stopped that shit. That's what Apple needs to start doing. Everyone needs to start doing that shit, man.
They have tried to do that with the screeners now. So your screener is specifically watermarked to you. So if that leaks, which is like
Just put you on blast on the whole internet, man.
badly.
I'm sorry, Mr. Winkler, but it was you. No more screeners for you.
They you know those memes of the I think I downloaded the wrong like Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Hmm.
They just
Yeah.
need to start doing a fake screener of that. Whoops.
I don't go in for spoilers as much as I used to.
Yeah.
No.
You know what I mean? Like before, I'd be like, "See the latest on Star Wars Episode 2," and I would just be like, "And then this happens, and then this happens." I would just go wild. But now,
Yeah. No. I would read all those like those
yeah,
really really long reviews.
yeah,
It'd take you like a minute to download as well.
yeah.
That
Like
was
you just
dedication,
take,
my friends.
and you used to print it too.
Oh man, do you remember the Hulk? Like we got the full rundown of Hulk before it even came out. It was always like watching the fucking movie.
It was. It was like reading a 20-page manuscript. I was like,
Just reminded me of bloody Marcus and the Bear. Can you record a Bachelorette for me? And don't spoil anything. I never spoil anything. Last time I asked you how it went, you told me the whole fucking episode. Oh man. Alrighty. So for our last bit of news there. So Ben Stiller is coming back and possibly looking to star in Three Identical Strangers. So this one's a limited series adaptation of the 2018 documentary from the same name, which won a special jury prize at Sundance. So it's going to focus on these three identical twins, Bobby Shafran, David Kellman, and Eddie Galland. They were separated at birth, and they were also adopted by separate families, but then they come back together later in life, which is fucking wild. So everything seems cool at first, but then over time they start realizing how different all three of them really are. And while they all had mental health problems during that time, and one of them actually led to, unfortunately ending his life. But it's also like this crazy sort of experiment on nature versus nurture as well. So we haven't seen a lot of Ben Stiller recently. I think the last thing, what was that movie? The adventure one with him? Walter Mitty? Yeah. But he's been doing a lot more behind the camera than in front of it. So him coming back, this is really cool as well. And I reckon he could kill this as well.
Yeah. He's already
How can
played
they-
twins.
Yeah.
Yeah. How can they do this, man? Like, who decided that they were going to do this? And who's the mother and father that gave their kids up for adoption?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm having triplets, and we're going to give them up. Like, it's really like, you are extremely lucky if you're able to have triplets or twins or something like that. Like, it's amazing. Like, how the hell do you give that up? I wouldn't be able to give that up, dude.
No.
No.
What do you
But
call
this
it?
is- Like the synopsis, like it was all planned.
Yeah.
It was all an experiment. How fucked up is that? That your whole life is basically like we just want to see how it goes. There was no love or joy or caring that
Nah.
took you to that place. The nurture aspect of it. It's just fucking wild. Just
It's-
for science.
The thing that throws me off is, can you imagine thinking that you're you and then seeing two of the same you looking directly back at you as well?
Hmm.
That'd fuck with me.
Yeah, and how drastically different you
Yeah.
all are.
Yeah.
Do
Like-
you think they fuck with them class wise as well? So we'd have a higher class one, and then a middle class one and a lower class one. Do you think they'd fuck with them class wise? They would have, eh?
Yeah.
They're sick like that.
So they want to get as many variables as they
Fucking
can.
hell.
That's great, and then still look for the similarities because that's the nature aspect of it.
It's the nature aspect of it, yeah.
It's
Disgusting.
disgusting. Like this one, I reckon I'd cry my fucking eyes out.
But how
Especially,
dare they?
yeah.
I would have killed whoever set up this. I would have killed them. Straight up. You made me grow up without my brothers. That's
Yeah.
why that other one, like, decided to end it.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? All these
Yeah.
years. What if he was like, the weird, like that weird kid at school that never had friends? At least if he did have friends, at least if he didn't have friends, he had his brothers. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So
Yeah.
weird, man. I would have killed
Yeah.
all the scientists, every single one of them.
Well, that's like your whole life is a lie.
Yeah.
Mm.
Everything was just like
It was a
basically
fucking joke.
fabricated.
It
Yeah,
was a joke to them.
That's horrible, man. I got friends. We got like family who are twins as well. Like, can you imagine them separated? Be weird.
It'd be really weird. And then after I kill the bloody what's his face, the scientist, I'm going full Menendez, my friend. Full Menendez. brother.
Jesus.
I don't give a fuck. Full Menendez. The parents is getting it too. Even the adopted parents is getting it. They was in on the shit too.
Wow.
They was. They would have had to have been.
I was gonna do the big Sons of Anarchies.
Badly. They getting it. Everybody's getting this fucking smoke.
Oh
What if the
shit!
adopted parents were like, "We just went to the orphanage and you were available"?
No. It's
I'm
full
executing
Sarah
my
Connor.
blade.
It's full Terminator 1 Sarah Connor. I don't know what you look like. I just know your name. I'm barging through that door.
Yeah. I don't care. It's the blade. Shoots at O. We just work for them. Straight Wesley Snipes. Straight Wesley Snipes. Bloody what's his face?
Oh,
New Jack City.
those would be Joel. Just a tear. Last of Us Joel. Just on it. On the rampage.
Up. Not too many spoilers.
Oh man, I can't wait for the strudel at the end of this season. That sounds real dirty. I just have to put a
does.
pause on that.
waiting for the cream on the strudel.
It's wild to stop someone from eating the dessert that you just bought them, eh? Like I
Yeah.
think about it, it lives rent free in my head that he could just tell her, no, 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 I bought it for you, but you need to wait. You need to wait before you eat that cake that I just bought you. Like it's just wild.
Yeah.
That was also the Nazi agenda. You eat when I tell you to eat. You enjoy when I tell you to enjoy.
Do not
You know what I mean?
enjoy.
Yeah, that's right. It was like, the cream. You can only, like, be what's his face? Um you can only make money. Like, you know what I mean? You can only
Mm.
further yourself and take that maximum enjoyment when I say so.
Mm.
All
Love that
right.
scene. I love that scene just for after when you
Do you
see
like
a
breaks down?
when you see a breakdown. Yep.
Every time I think of that scene, I think of how hard those drums hit and just how much anxiety I get every time.
Yeah.
Soundtrack for
When
that
I was
Blu-ray was
first watched it,
unbelievable.
when I was first watched that movie, I was like, "What the fuck is gonna go on here?"
Yeah.
Because I thought maybe he would have known he was in on it. You know what I mean?
I think he probably did, to
He
be
probably
honest.
did, yeah.
And he just enjoyed fucking with her.
That, and he probably knew the other plan. Because who, like, they don't know that Bridget Van Hammersmark bit in the pub was before that.
Mm. Yeah.
All right, that is a wrap on all the news that we have so far this week. Moving into The Last of Us episode 4,
Mm. Mm, mm,
another
mm.
banging episode. Um, this one was, if you played the games, this was the one that was supposed to be set in Pittsburgh, but they moved to Kansas City because geographically that's just
Makes
where
sense.
Joel would kind of pass through.
Mm.
Um, and there was nothing special about Pittsburgh in the game other than, hey, it's Pittsburgh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Joel and Ellie are trying to make their way to Wyoming. Is it Wyoming?
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. To link up with Tommy. On the way, they pass through Kansas City.
You know,
They're,
link up with Yay.
if Ye is still standing in the apocalypse, that'd be
Oh
wild.
God.
But they move through Kansas City. It's all blocked up. They got to find a way around, so they drive through the city. They're ambushed by by these guys that are kind of like, saying, "Can you help us?" and whatnot. But Joel knows. He knows that it's an ambush. And while they're trying to get away, they blow out the tires, these attackers,
Mm.
and the car drives through a shop front and basically like renders the car useless.
Mm.
Then they get attacked by these guys, and you kind of see Joel kick into full protector mode.
Yeah.
The whole episode, while they didn't cover much ground and it was very sort of set around one area, the main thing in this episode was that character bonds that are built between Joel and Ellie.
Mm.
Listening to the Last of Us podcast, Neil Druckmann and Craig Mazin made it a priority to incorporate things in the game that were usually on the your character's not moving. So Ellie kind of has like her NPC dialogue and
Mm.
whatnot. Things that you wouldn't have to play through, but if you just waited, you would kind of get these little bits of gold and whatnot that kind of pad out that story and that relationship. This put it in the forefront. It was
Yeah.
a really, really smart decision to have the pun book be
Mm.
like front and center and be a character piece.
Mm.
You know what I mean? But there was also the protector side of Joel that kind of came out, and as an extension of that incident that happens in that shop front, Joel really kind of making that first imprint, like I'm I'm a father figure to you,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you're a surrogate daughter to me.
Mm.
They
Love
just
the
don't know it yet.
mm. I don't know you. I love the fact that they bonded over violence
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I love that. So her killing that or attempting to kill that guy and just like basically freaking out
Mm,
and him trying to like talk her through it. I love
yeah.
that the fact that like she was like it gets older when it gets easier when you're older and no, no, it doesn't. So
Yeah.
we can see that already. Joel does not like what he's doing.
Mm.
He doesn't like that aspect of him because he was it seems like he was never like that. He was that guy that was always working and taking care of the family and making sure everything runs smoothly for his daughter, and this is just complete polar opposites now. And he hates that man. That he doesn't
He's
know.
become.
Yeah, he doesn't know why, like how he could become that. Because
Mm,
Yeah.
nothing phases this man now. It's almost like
yeah.
he's seen everything.
Yeah.
He's almost got nothing to
Literally
lose. Literally,
everything.
yeah.
Especially when he gives that line when they're talking about,
Hmm.
how did you know it was an ambush?
Yeah,
And he's like, I've seen both sides of this
yeah.
war.
I've been
It's
on
like,
both sides. Wow.
yeah, it's like that's pulled straight from the game
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
And
In
from
in
there,
the
you know
in the
that,
game, it sounds cooler because he just says, "I've been on the other side of this."
yeah.
Yeah,
But from there, you know that Joel's also been a raider.
yeah.
He's been someone that's killed innocent people.
Mm. Which
He's
is
sort of done that,
go on.
and that is a little bit of insight also into Joel and Tommy's relationship.
Yeah.
Like, why are they separate? Why are they in two different cities in the
Mm.
country?
I love how he described Tommy as well. So Tommy was a joiner. You know what I mean? Like when he was 15 or when he was 17, he joined the army and he wanted to be a hero and everything, and then came back from the army and did not feel like a hero at all. And then started working with Joel, and then bloody um, outbreak happens, all that shit happens, and joins the fucking Fireflies, and he was like, didn't fucking learn the first time, basically.
Yeah, yeah,
And then you just had to separate. It's weird though because I mean, it sounds like Joel is in constant communication with Tommy,
Yeah.
but communication obviously just went down now.
yeah,
Yeah. So at least once a week he was hearing from Tommy in the
Yeah.
show. And then because it had been two, that's why it was on that sort of I need to get to him.
Mm.
yeah,
Because maybe when they parted ways, they made the agreement of once a week we'll speak, and if nothing happens, come find me type thing as well.
Yeah.
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 And Joel himself admits to having that protector complex.
Mm.
Like he doesn't want you to bump your own head.
Yeah.
He's kind of like, well, you're getting some stupid shit. I'm gonna come in there and I'm gonna save you.
Yeah.
It's like,
But Ellie's teaching Joel that he doesn't need to save everyone,
hmm,
which is awesome.
Yeah. You can see the
yeah,
traumas of his past with losing his daughter kicking in.
Mm.
hmm, yeah.
Mm.
I I thought it was a cool touch as well that when he makes Ellie go to the next room, so that guy's like basically paralyzed, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
And Ellie goes to the next room and she has to deal with that privately, that the impact of basically protecting yourself.
Mm.
That there will be people that die
Yeah.
and
And
she
die by
can't take
your
it
hand.
lightly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you live with that.
Mm.
And she's now kind of stepping into that, um, what it kind of feels like and how it just doesn't go away. It's not the adventure she thought it would be.
Mm.
Mm.
It's not the I've got a gun, I'm cool. Like it's weird the way that
Yeah.
they played it out. Like at first, because she was like full 50 Cent in the mirror, like
Yeah.
and like when she actually gets that shot off, she is stuck, man. She's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's funny how there's little, like, it seems like they're sprinkling it now into the show. Like episode 3, when she's reading the letter and you see her pause about the keep Tess safe and all that stuff, like she's starting to realize. and now it's just escalating and escalating until finally shit's gonna go down.
Yeah. It's funny that she just won't let Joel be.
It, I think she knows who Joel should be. Yeah. There are glimmers of how Joel should be or how he was before. That he'll
That's,
show her and Tess and all that. Yeah.
but it's also how kids are.
Yeah.
You know, how, like you tell a kid, like, all right, enough, man. Just like go do your thing. And they will bug the shit out of you until they get what they want.
Yeah.
You go.
Sorry there, Big Dog. What do you call it? We also see the introduction of Kathleen as well. So she wasn't part of the game canon, and she's another addition to the story here in the TV show. And you see her interrogating this doctor, or at least what seems like a doctor, in the Fedra building there in Kansas City. And she's going through a lot of stuff with him, and you begin to realize that, you know, this doctor was the one that delivered her, and she's trying to get all this information on him from about, is it Harry? Guy's name is Harry? No.
Henry.
Henry.
And Sam.
That's the one. And yeah, you start realizing Doctor delivered her, you know, all the family shit that went on, and she's like the leader of all those people that are there in Kansas City.
It's crazy. Melanie Linsky. I love Melanie Linsky. So
Yeah.
before the episode came out, people were like, another gay character in Last of Us, because Melanie Linsky is lesbian,
Oh.
right?
But she's
Right.
been the last character she played that I saw her play. She was straight.
And also in Castle Rock, straight.
So what the fuck are they talking about?
I don't
Those
know,
are blow offs, man.
but her sexuality didn't figure into the episode at all. So like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
These
the
guys just
first
don't
thing.
watch. Hey, they don't watch the episodes. That's what I'm beginning to see. These fuckers don't watch.
But you know what's
So-
funny? It's how people call out virtue signaling by virtue signaling.
For me, like, you see the people who shoot first are the ones who didn't do their Googles. And they're the ones as well, when you shut them down, they got nothing except to like just throw derogatory remarks at you. They have nothing. They're just children.
And Linsky did. She shut that motherfucker down on Twitter.
Yeah.
She's a Kiwi as well.
Oh,
Oh
shit.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she was good in the episode. What I find like a big question for me, why are people following her? You know what I mean? Like
don't
you got all
understand
these
that, yeah.
trained, you got all these trained O's that are in there. Even the O that played Tommy in the game,
Yeah.
he's that O, that the lead O.
Yeah.
He's like following like her. He could easily overpower it. I mean, those guys that are following her, they would have been the ones that actually like ran Fedra out of there.
They're the ones that survived. They're the tough
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
We were talking about this on Saturday. So if this ever happened, it'd be the biggest people, the strongest people that survive. Right? Those people are never ever gonna follow a small soft woman. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
That's what I want to see, because the next episode might answer that. You know what I mean? Neil Druckmann and Mason, they alluded to like, why is it? But we'll cover that in episode 5. I was like,
But don't bust that nut just yet.
Well, it looks like, you know, she is just a bad motherfucker through and through too. Like,
yeah.
she comes back to that container after a conversation, after everything's happened with those trucks coming back after that little excursion with Joel. And she straight X's that dude out in that container as well.
Yeah.
Family ties and all.
So I don't know if the guy that they killed, her brother, was someone in the town. You know what I mean? That then kind of like has big ties to everyone, then basically pledging fealty.
They killed the dude, bro. Basically.
But yeah, the episode ends with Joel and Ellie moving into that apartment complex,
Mm.
and then Ellie dropping one of her famous puns, which was, "Did you know diarrhea is hereditary? Because it runs in your genes."
I
Which
love that.
I heard that one before, but
Yeah.
man, like it played so well in this scene because
Mm.
it broke through Joel, like that shield that he's got up. And
Yeah.
this one, like it just sat with you and he was
Yeah.
like it was a mad human moment. It
I
was
love
like
Yeah.
I love that because it was just, oh, Jesus, that's terrible. And then him thinking about it.
I love the scarecrow one as well, and he answers it because he was
Yeah.
outstanding in his field.
But you
So
also
good.
learn that Joel's deaf in his right ear.
Yeah.
So when he's sleeping, he sleeps on his right side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the episode, you see him laying on his left side.
Mm.
So that means he was like deaf to the world, basically.
Yeah.
Um, and he sees Ellie, and then Ellie's got her hands up, and then see Henry and Sam there.
Mm.
So Henry and Sam still have a pretty big part to play. And without giving massive spoilers away, they will help Joel and Ellie navigate Kansas
Yeah.
City.
Yeah. Big part, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just look out for them Humvees as well in that next episode.
Yeah, I seen it in the trailer.
As did I. I didn't. There's a trailer.
Or the whole series.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Although you
Season
watch that
trailer.
next week on The Last
no,
of
no.
Us. I never
Never.
watched those trailers. I don't know what it is. Like I hate those little to the TV trailer. I can
Yeah.
do without those.
Always expect the the explosions they put on fire in the booth. The like expect that with the intro for it.
Oh man. Overall, this is a mad episode.
Yeah.
It was. I'm glad that we're getting the two-hander. Like what's his face this week? Like I think it just fits. I reckon this was the plan all along. To be honest, I gotta tell you.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they're not slick with this one. Like this was. It feels like this was always a plan. They knew when they were launching. They knew the weeks and whatnot that everything was gonna start coming out. Yeah. I feel like this was always planned because
Yeah.
this feels like a double episode that should have
It
just
does.
like when this one finished, I was like, get the fuck out of here. Like how do you like you can't just finish it like this.
Yeah.
Like this is not how you're supposed to finish the show. Not so much the show, but just the episode. Like really?
Yeah.
This is a big
this
old
was-
hanger.
If this was a season hanger,
Mate.
That's what I was thinking. Can you
burn the
imagine?
fucking house down.
Yeah. You burn a fucking place to the ground.
Fucking hell. Can you imagine a 4-episode season like that? O's would cry. Better be 6 months until that next season.
Unless
Oh,
they
man.
Walking Dead you.
Jesus.
Because it was like what 8 and 8, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, it's too much show.
Yeah.
I gave up on Walking Dead, but I'm glad that we're getting this because then we get Shrinking on the Friday, then we get Last of Us on the Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Good
Yeah,
watch,
about
man.
1 o'clock. Should drop about
Yeah.
1 o'clock. Yeah.
AEST.
You know.
Anything else you guys wanted to add about the old Last of Us there?
There was some nice callbacks to the game. So the whole scene of them in the car and whatnot, where she finds the Play Dude, I want to say, magazine. Yeah, that was all from the game. There's quite a bit from the game in this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just it was missing. Honestly, I was when he was wrestling around with that guy. I really thought he was gonna smash him. up against that glass cabinet that was there, and then like somehow get around him and then smash his throat into that what's his face into the jagged glass. Didn't happen. I for one like the way that it ended up this time, but still, like I was really expecting that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you wanted game accuracy, just get him like that Art of War kill.
Mate,
Uh,
all takes out 7 guys in that fucking in that bit.
We also got Kathleen when they're investigating that building with the guy who played Tommy, and they go into that basement room, and you see the floor is like crumbling in like that,
yeah,
and they're wondering, and it seems like they knew it was there as well, and like it's progressing a lot faster than they expected.
yeah,
So we don't know what's underneath there. We don't know if it's like cordyceps crushing through, or that bloater's gonna come through. Yeah.
Loader.
wild.
Yeah. So this is going to be unreal as well because they're setting everything up for this next episode, man.
Yeah,
And it sounds like it's just going to be like balls to the wall action for the first half.
yeah.
I wonder if they're going to do the whole wait for nightfall and then we strike type shit.
Yeah.
Move through
That'd
the
be
city
scary, man.
unseen. Yeah.
It would also, if they do that, it would also sort of harken back to that first episode where they're running through the streets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me real I Am
See?
Legend vibes, man. The nighttime bits where you just hear it.
Yeah, yeah. Lots to be excited about, man. This episode for me was, it's probably perfect where it is in terms of like my ranking of the episodes so far. But yeah, they didn't do much, but still a really important like character piece.
Yeah. Yeah. I was watching Flagrant, and Schultz said that episode 3 was like the single best episode of TV he's ever seen. He was like, it's the best.
Yeah,
He is absolutely loving this show.
the show's fire.
100%. I can't wait until next month so I can download the game on PC, man.
Don't know, man. Why did they push that back as well on purpose? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
They
sure
waited
that was
until the
time.
end and then released because I'm pretty sure this show ends on the day it comes out.
A fucking 238% increase. Of course. Of
Yeah.
course they're going to push the PC release back. You know, if I buy it on PC, this will be, I think, the 5th time I've bought this game.
Far out.
Yeah.
Naughty Dog got all my money.
100%. This bloody Uncharted as well. How many times you buy that one? I think we bought Uncharted 2 twice.
Yeah, I think we did too.
But I don't think Uncharted got the increase that The Last of Us seen after that movie dropped.
Oh, hell no.
I think this just proves, for me, this proves that Sony needs to get away from making movies, because the games are long form. You need time with these characters, man.
Yeah.
Like we had a piece of news where they said that God of War. That God of War news, they said it is going to be it's going to follow the story of the 2018 God of War game. But yeah, it's going to be a long form series. So I'm excited for that.
You have to tell that long form.
Oh,
That
there's no
story,
way, man.
that's like Joel and Ellie.
Yeah.
That kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean that like buddy cop a la son daughter kind of vibe is always like perfect, especially when the story is just done right. So good.
And I don't
Plus
want to
you
see
fight a
Dave
dragon.
Bautista in that damn role.
Fucking
You don't
oath.
see who?
People want Batista to play Kratos. I saw him growing a beard. I don't see it.
He's also growing hair though.
I seen that too. I was like, what's going on here, Dave? Like, you were bald. But yeah, I just want Momoa, bro. Momoa can do it.
Yeah.
You put on the bald cap. I don't care.
Really? Those would like let him go bald. Like let him
Jesse
wear the bald
Eisenberg's
cap.
wearing a bald cap in what's his face at the end of Batman vs Superman. No, at the end of Justice League. It looks real.
Sometimes.
if it's done right, it looks real. They need to
Sometimes
CG the muscles in there so it actually moves properly.
Yeah,
What do you call it? If Dick Donner could do it years ago to Gene Hackman and make it look real, anyone can make it look real.
Sometimes I see real bad bald caps.
Yeah.
Well, Tupac is the best example of that. You can see how big his head looks with the bald cap on.
Yeah.
Horrible. A tragedy.
Bad. But yeah, that's it. That's our
That
episode.
is a wrap.
We'll be back Sunday with another review for The Last of Us, which is really exciting. Like 2 episodes in 1 week.
It's a
I like
double week,
Binge
baby.
it.
It's all eyes on me 2 CD event.
Badly.
But yeah, catch us then Sunday. Follow us on all social media: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Twitch, and YouTube. 63% of you aren't subscribed. Subscribe. Give us a little follow there, and a like.
YouTube is probably my favorite social media app. Like hands down.
Yeah, and we're dropping some shorts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of content out there for you.
Hey ho.
Dropping some shorts. Drop your shorts, Marky. But yeah, we also got invited to the Creed 3 premiere there,
Yep.
and Till as well.
And Till. Right.
The story of Darren Till.
That's wild.
It's Darren Till.
Fighter.
Fighter.
I can't remember. But yeah, catch you on the next episode, and love yourself, love movies.
Vape more, smoke less, and wash your